AVID connection here at Winter NAMM 2015 with Tony Cariddi of AVID. Just to get things started, tell me a little bit about what you've brought with you to NAMM this year.
We brought a lot this year at NAMM. We had a pretty major announcements. On day one, we announced first and foremost a totally free version of ProTools called ProTools First, and so really exciting that anybody at no charge can just start using the industry standard tools that are used in the biggest facilities and by the most successful producers, engineers, and artists in the world. So that's really exciting, and we've also made it even easier. Say you start on the free version, you want to step up, turn it up a notch, and get onto the full version. You can do that easier than ever now with a subscription. So we're going to still, offer Pro Tools as like a for sale perpetual license like we have in the past. But for some people, that's maybe unaffordable. To have that kind of money initially in one purchase. So the great thing about a subscription is that you can get on for like $29.99 a month. You can get on for if you want to commit to a year, you get it for like less than $25 a month. So really exciting to to kind of be able to offer it at more affordable prices than ever before. And then for the folks that have already bought Pro Tools, they've already invested in it, we're making it more affordable than ever just to stay on the latest version. So for $199 a year, you're ensured to always have the latest version of Pro Tools. And what this really marks is a shift in how we're going to be delivering software in the future and how customers are going to get updates. Because traditionally we would wait 18, 24 months, save up for a giant Pro Tools launch, and have this massive thing, and then people would upgrade. And what the shift here is that as we move towards kind of a service model and a subscription model, even though we're keeping the old ways, people want to still buy a perpetual license, we're able to release smaller updates a lot more frequently. So you'll see, instead of like 18 or 24 month turnaround, you'll see like maybe a quarterly update from Pro Tools. So you'll get 4 updates a year potentially. And we did this with our video editing program, Media Composer. And that the results have been really great. People have really appreciated getting all these really frequent quarterly rollouts because it helps. It's easier for our engineering to do, and it's actually more beneficial for the customers too. They're seeing value in what they're paying for a lot more frequently.
Yeah, definitely. And I like what you're saying, especially with the cloud-based, the sort of subscription-based sort of AVID that you've got going on. It reminds me a lot of the Photoshop, because that's what I do. And what I love about that is it makes it more accessible to me, because money's tight sometimes. Times are hard.
Right.
But so with it being so accessible, is there, when people start out, do you have to be a pro to start out, or is it do you have a step-by-step guide that comes with it, or is it just
Pro Tools First? Yeah, we knew a lot of the idea is to make it easy for people to start. So we knew we had to have some content that was to make it really easy, so to really explain it. So there's initially there's about 6 videos that'll be kind of a quick start. How do you start recording with a template? How do you create your own? How do you make a beat? How do you record a vocal? So there's going to be we have that in mind, how do we make it really easy for people just to quickly understand, get going, and get their ideas down as fast as possible.
Awesome. And I see that you have AVID Connect 2015. Is that something new that you've just started doing, or is that... tell me a little bit about
It's newish. So last spring, we had the inaugural event of AVID Connect, and it was right before the NAB show. So ACA is the AVID Customer Association, and if you've been following what we're doing, we've got a vision we call AVID Everywhere. And AVID Everywhere, kind of the top level description is we're trying to make it easier for media professionals to connect, collaborate, be profitable, be more efficient, connect them with other creatives, and also create a better connection between them and the consumers who need that content. So for a musician, that could mean a person who's editing a commercial and they're looking for music for that commercial. It could be independent filmmaker who's looking for music, a composer. And it could be a feature film. It could be a number of things. So there's a lot of different components to kind of make that vision a reality. One of them is keeping the tools best in class, making sure they're always rock solid and they stay leading, and they're always like addressing workflows that are evolving and people need. The other one is making those tools more accessible to people. So that's where ProTools First comes into play. That's where the subscription and the upgrade plan model comes into play. So it's easier for people to stay on the latest version. But it also has to do with kind of working with the community to make sure that if we're creating a platform upon which we want people to integrate their products so that it's easier for users to use these, and they have workflows that are collaborative because the products all connect to each other because they're on a platform. We know we couldn't do that alone. We knew we had to have the support of the professional community. So the AVID Customer Association is it's a community that's run not by AVID. It's something that we started, but it's a community that is going to get insight into our roadmaps, get insight into how we're considering to implement certain things like metadata and tracking, and maybe protection, media protections, all kinds of things. And if we don't have their support, there's a good chance we may go off on the wrong track and end up doing it wrong, or maybe not considering something that this key group of customers really needs. So the customer station is supposed to be there to tell us, this is cool, this isn't cool, did you ever consider this? So we have, it's a body of people that, some of them focus on features, some of them focus on support, some of them focus on standards. And we've got representation from everyone from Universal to Viacom to Al Jazeera to NBC. I mean, it's all over the map, and it's really it's a really great thing. So what happens at the AVID Connect event? It's a meeting. It's a physical meeting of these of all these people where we discuss roadmap. We talk about some of the challenges we're seeing in the market. We talk about how we're considering addressing them. We get feedback from the users and what their insights are, and if they think we're on the right track or not. And it's just a really great way to make sure that we stay connected with our core market.
All right, I love that you use community, because that's exactly, as you're saying all this, I'm just like, wow, they've really set up a way for not only just users to reach each other, but to reach out to people to get their work out there. So I really love what you guys are kind of doing with that. That's really cool.
I mean, selfishly, I'm super excited about it too. I mean, the AVID Cloud collaboration is something that we also are talking about at the show, because it's something we've been demoing in kind of a beta technology preview format for a while. But now Pro Tools 12, when it ships, it's going to have the technological kind of underpinnings to support that, to make it a reality. And what that means is now we're helping people collaborate in Pro Tools in ways they've never been able to before. Because today what they do is, if you're working with somebody, you're probably going to use Dropbox, or you're going to use Google Drive or something, and you're just going to throw the thing up there and they're going to download it. But if you're really working collaboratively and you're both continuing to work on those projects in parallel, simultaneously, it's hard to keep track of who did what and what changes were made. Your partner may have switched the compression setting on your vocal track. You may have done a different automation ride on something. And quickly, there's like a version control issue. What AVID Cloud Collaboration does is it connects the two. All these collaborators, the main project lives in the cloud, and anytime there's a change, it's documented. Who did it when. You have control over whether you want to accept that update or not. It's really, really fantastic. And that's where having an online community becomes really important, because we're going to need a social platform to help people find people to collaborate with.
Yeah.
So, with the AVID Artist community, which will be the social platform that we're building out, you can create your profile. You can identify yourself as a singer or a voiceover talent, an educator, a mixing engineer, a drummer, whatever it is you do. Have examples of your work there. You can sell your work there. The marketplace provides for you can set up your own price and have a channel for selling your content. But also it's great just to make connections and open up opportunities for you, again, so that possibly you can make a living doing what you love, instead of just having it be this thing where the technology has been pushing everything so quickly that maybe you're isolated and you don't have the same connections as somebody else but you might have the talent, so we want to give you that opportunity.
Definitely. No, you guys are. What I'm getting is that you're basically the future. not to sound too much like I'm tooting your horn, but it really is. I love what you're doing. I think it's awesome for artists that are trying to get going, because a lot of them, you get on Craigslist, you try to do that, or you throw something up, but
it's not an easy experience. It can be really tough, and the alternative was just keep iterating on Pro Tools. To use an analogy, it's like we could keep on trying to make a better hammer year after year. But the fact of the matter is, you walk around the halls of NAMM here, there are 1 million hammers. They're all really good. Some powerful tools in there. They're all pretty inexpensive. So, what that really means is you're not. When that happens, when you reach that point when things are just so easily available and there's so many of them, the competition's so high, it means that you're not necessarily adding the value you once were. And so it really forced us to go, what's the real issue today? Well, the issue is there's millions of people creating. It's really hard for them to work together. The technology can get in the way because there's so many different versions of everything. Operating systems change quickly. People use this program, they use this program, that they don't work together. So those are the things those are the issues we're trying to bridge.
Yeah, just trying to eliminate those.
Yeah, make it easier to work together again.
Awesome. And for my last question, so I can get you back to what you're doing, get you back to NAMMing, if that's even a verb I can use. I guess, in 3 words, sum up your company and AVID everywhere, what you're doing, what would they be?
We're making it easier for creative professionals to create, collaborate, and be heard.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for your time.